Well, greetings everybody. Welcome to Calizari System Survival. What are we up to? Episode 16 is the one for tonight. Now, I'm actually just waiting for the game to load. And it looks like OBS is actually having trouble picking up my game screen. Oh no, there it is. It's decided to pick it up this time by the looks. There we go. Now we've got it. And now I'm glad that just did that. This is something I have noticed the last couple of patches, is that when a world gets initialized, loading in, for some reason landing gears, and I know that there's some reports on the forums and bug reports etc about landing gears and stuff, but yeah, landing gears release, they let go, and then as if you've actually hit P or unlock them, and then they tend to relock if they're set for auto lock. Otherwise their ship or whatever just falls over. I've seen the same thing with connectors. I had a ship docked via connector, and to save power it was actually just running off base power. I had the engines turned off, and when I loaded that world back up, that ship decided to free fall to the ground and, you know, implode, which was quite inconvenient actually. So yes, you know, we managed to catch that on stream. We saw that the landing gear released, the ship's toppled over onto its tail before the landing gears relocked. So we'll just fix that up before we go any further. But anyway, back to subject at hand. If you recall, we were, it's because my engines were off, see? Come on back down, there we go. Okay. I mean, ready to lock. It's set for auto lock, isn't it? No, maybe it's not. Fine, lock then. Okay, yeah, as you can see, we're building our mining platform here. Now, where did we get up to? Okay, we put all those in. Okay, we're going to weld up the drills and the Gatling on top there, just to help give it a bit of a protection from those meteors that we just saw come over before. So, that's right, it's actually not here because we haven't put docking connectors on that. Okay, well we better do that eventually. For now, we need to just weld this stuff up. So, give me a whole stack of that. This is not quite enough for the fourth one. forgot. I'll do that instead. Motors, computers. Alright, that's all of our drills. That's our drill head. Okay, what we've got left now is our Gatling. Construction components, large tubes. It's more than what we need, but and our metal grids. What was it? 15, wasn't it? Up there, buddy, up there. Alright, now that ammo. Better reconfigure it so it knows to. Alright, so we should have. Okay, it's loading up good. Gatling turret. 800, thank you. Your medials only. Yep. Now I also will group you, just for convenience, into a group called drills. Okay. Put our braking on, just so we don't start turning. I actually, believe it or not, use a negative value. I prefer it rotating that way. It's just personal preferences. No actual reason for it. 0025. Nice little slow increment there. But before we turn it all on, we need to set up our method of expelling everything. So we need some of those, a little bit of that, and that. And our construction components, which I believe we've got and done over in here. Yes. Okay, excellent. Now for starters we're going to stick, we'll put it on the side here actually. One of them. Computer, oh I need more steel plate, look at that. Now on this opposite side, we will put in config menu, and we want a conveyor sorter. Oh, no, idiot. there. It's useless to me there. I do, however, want it there. Let's come out 3. Put a bend on you. And I need this. If you recall, I explained what I do here, so let's just... It is taking advantage of the 56 maximum set by default. Yep, that works. That's all it needs. Doesn't need to be any deeper than that. It's just to stop it running all over the countryside. Sometimes I'll put an extra conveyor down. In this case I'm not going to bother. It will shoot itself down into there quite fine. 4 and bang. Yep. Some more steel, thank you very much. Tubes in construction. Small tubes in construction. Bingo. Now we just need to configure that up. And that's pretty straightforward. A sorter, for the ejector. Whitelisting only pass through. Stone. And we'll do a drain all on you just so it takes care of that. The first one is a standard connector, second one is our connector for our ejector, and it is simply a throw out. Since the other one's a drain all, it's going to be shuffling it through to the connector anyway, so we're just now telling the connector to spit it all out. So that should be it. So, well, all we have to do is fire things up. So control panel, drills on, advanced radar on, and piston reverse. And that's it. That is our first drilling platform, mining platform. Now, as I mentioned, it's going to be loud. But yeah, as you can even see the grooves that each of the drill heads are creating there will be filled in by the drill heads on the opposite side. That's really noisy. Let's just pull back from that. And I've actually just... okay. My apologies to any people watching the stream. There we go. I just really do need to change my key bindings. When I typed in the timing for one of my items over here, I mean the speed, I used a negative value, and whilst I'm using the number pad negative key for my key bindings, Space Engineers is actually triggering off any negative key, even though it clearly states it's only the number pad one that's using. Anyway, just to wait for it to finish stalling. There we go. Our conveyor sorter is set whitelisting only stone, so it's only allowing stone to go through. It's set as a drain all, so it's sucking all the stone out of the drills, out of the cargo container, and spitting it through to our connector here. The connector is actually set to throw out, and it's just spitting it all down into our abysmal hole here. Our drill heads are alternating. Each side is running slightly different track to the other, so one complete 360-degree circuit means that it's getting a full swipe across. So it actually is getting hit by 6 drills in a big circular arc, which is giving us what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10, 12 and a half, so 25 metre, approximately 25 metre diameter hole is what it's creating. And each time it's finished going down 10 metres off our piston there, we simply removed all the drills, the rotor, the piston, We lower everything down 4 blocks, so we lower everything down 10 metres, rebuild the main central point of the drill head again, and let it drill down another 10 metres. And surprisingly enough, it doesn't take very long before it actually cuts quite a deep hole. We've got to go down about 30 metres, so it won't take very long at all before we're actually down to that uranium. So yeah, that's just the basic platform. In this case, I've only put the single Gatling on top to help protect it from meteor strikes. In case meteors come too close, it should hopefully take care of the majority of them. It should minimise the chance of any getting through and actually causing damage to our mining platform itself. But as you can see, it's very quickly levelling the terrain, just with one swipe, one rotation of the drill head. It's got a nice big 25 metre circular area that's now nice and level, and that's level based on the gravity of the planet. That was how I placed the block to make sure it was perpendicular to gravity. So it's now drilling theoretically directly towards the centre of the planet, although as we know you can't actually drill that far. Wish you could. It'd be nice to see what you could do down through a 120 metre radius or whatever the hell it is planet. But that is quite a long way, so 120 kilometres I think, isn't it, for the radius for the full-size planet. So that's our uranium mining platform set up. Now we will have to periodically come over here and collect the resource. For now, as you can see, it's just piping everything through. We've got 120 in there, 240 there, so we've got 3 Gatlings worth of ammunition sitting there, which should be enough to keep it going for quite some time. We've got additional resources in there, which I need to put the rest of the ones I'm carrying in there as well, which, as I mentioned when I was describing this platform when we started building it, the only resources now that I now need to expend to be able to upgrade this or expand this is the resources for 4 new conveyor tubes. That's it. Every other point of this rig gets ground down and can get recycled, get reused back in. Once we actually get to ground level, then the resources become 4 conveyor tubes and, what is it, 16 light armour block frames, so that's 16 pieces of steel plate and 4 conveyor tubes completely built. That's the only additional resources we need per expansion of the drill, the drilling rig. So it's actually, in my opinion, it's actually a very, very lightweight rig. Very quick and easy to set up even in a survival game, and whilst it takes a little bit of time before it actually gets to your resource, once you get there, we will actually have more uranium than what we can potentially use probably for the entire duration of this series. And we've got 2 more planets, 2 more moons to actually explore and clear of pirates, aside from the random encounters that we will actually come across. The task of this whole scenario is to eliminate all the pirate bases on all the planets and moons, as well as any established bases that are in any asteroids. Now they're not so much established bases, but they are some pirate spawn markers that I've placed in a couple of asteroids, so it will spawn space-based pirates there, rather than it being random encounters, so they're actually a little bit more controlled. At least I hope they work that way. So yeah, the scenario here in this survival environment is to A, explore all the planets, B, eliminate all established pirate bases. I will give you a little bit of a hint also that there is a couple of how will I term this? There are a couple of neutral bases that are requesting assistance. They are in close proximity to the pirate bases in question on some of the planets, but once we get within range of them, we should start receiving some emergency broadcasts. which would be quite interesting. They work in testing, but I haven't actually gotten that far in any of the survival games I've played with this scenario yet, so it'll be very interesting to see how it goes. There's also some wrecks that I've actually deliberately placed that we can explore and find materials and resources from, but that's all down the track. For now, we have to focus here and getting ourselves established here, but once we do get, well, there's this rig, we'll probably need 2, maybe 3 other rigs, I reckon, that will actually generate all the resources that we'll ultimately need probably from now until whenever we conclude this series, at least from this planet. We will actually set up some other rigs on some of the other locations because they've got better resources. And there is actually a third goal, if you will, within the scenario, and that is to locate the monolith and stereolith. Those of you who have played the game before and have actually found them before, the monolith is actually not that hard to find. It is actually, believe it or not, in a very similar location to in standard game, even though I'm using a workshop version of Mars. I did actually place it in a very similar location. The stereolith, however, I can't actually tell you whether it's in any sort of close proximity to where it is in the real game. I will confirm that it's on the same planetary body, but that's as far as I will actually go. I actually picked a place, just a nice place I thought to place it there, and each of them are residing on a bed of quite valuable resource, quite handy resource, so there's certainly something worth finding in there. But yeah, like I said, for now that's just our uranium mining rig setup. We need to now, I think, go and find a location to set up another one. I'm still trying to determine what that will be. I think it has to involve magnesium. We've been getting so many, speak of the devils, we've been getting so many meteor storms that our Gatlings over here at our base have been running hot basically since day one. And I'm pretty sure we must be getting low-ish, low-ish on our ammunition, and I think we need to see about restocking it, building some back up. Now I know there's magnesium just there, so as well as nickel and silicon, so we might be able to pick up all 3 resources with the 1 stone, 1 rig. We'll give that a try anyway. If we can find a spot where they seem to all intersect, that would be good. Okay, now that will restock our basics. What we need is medium. No, not med. Med. And I can't type to save myself at the moment. Medium. Thank you. Alright, we do need to see about, because we're going to have to build more of these, so ammo magazine, but we actually only want the 184. 360 of them. By 184. It's not wanting to actually. There we go. That's what we do want. So that should now medium. Excellent. Now, point of fact is that's exactly what I was referring to. We are incredibly low on ammo and magnesium. We don't have any magnesium. None whatsoever. cause any... Oh my goodness, we are getting low. We need to get some of this magnesium here straight away. That said, I think we will actually... No, darn thing. I actually won't take that many at this stage. We'll only take 120, a single Gatling's worth. However, I also need to restock my hydrogen. And yes, next order of business is definitely a magnesium mine. So that we can actually start building those weapons back up. Okay, on. Magnesium seems to be awfully deep. Just going to set ourselves down here and scout by foot. Meteor storm inbound. Okay, magnesium, where are you? 40. Okay, less than 30. I'm liking the looks of this. 25. 24, is it? Oh my goodness, that is awfully low. Oh, stop sticking, I don't want you to stick. I'm actually going to start up there. Don't particularly want these ones to lock onto this terrain is all. Not that it really matters, it just was very low. 1, 2, 3, 3. Greatly overshoot the mark. That's nicely done. And more meteor storms. Look at that. So yes, that magnesium is actually rather important, and if we're going to go up against pirate bases down the track, look at that. We're going to need a lot more ammunition, I think. Where did our reactor go? There it is. Come on, hurry up and get out of your stall. Thank you. Where is it? I forgot to take them out, didn't I? Yeah, and I didn't give it time to... Yeah, okay, it doesn't matter. There's nowhere for them to go. We will fix that up shortly. Excellent, excellent. It may look like I'm actually rushing, but believe it or not, I'm not. I just staying focused to try and get this particular mine up and running before the end of our stream tonight. Oh, sorry, it's night for me. Get rid of you, and you, because we don't need you at the moment. Okay. You need a lot more stuff. Well, first of all, we're going to bring you all over a bit closer. fact, you can sit right there. Don't think so. It's better. The excess of those can go over here. Thank you. Displays and computers. And install again. Come on, hurry up and save. There we go. Okay, what do we need for you? Steel plate, construction, large tubes and reactor. Steel plate, large tubes, construction, there's not really enough of them. Computers as well. Excellent. Now, fuel. Have some power. Alrighty. That's that. Now we just need our drill heads, don't we? Oh, and our Gatling up on top, of course. Steel needs to actually add our drills and interior components. That one and that one, so that we can add the conveyor tubes between. Psst. Somewhere here, there it is. 3. Let's start with those. Once we get our magnesium established, what? Okay, and start producing some ammo, we'll be able to then probably focus on the other resources we need. And getting over and getting some ice, or setting up an ice processing or mining plant is probably the best bet. Same sort of setup, just dedicated to ice. Believe me, that generates millions of kilograms of ice, so it's going to be something you have to watch pretty closely. But if we're going to go to space via hydrogen, we are definitely going to need it. Yeah, okay, not enough. Fill in what you can. Well and truly going to need it. That is a fact. I mean, we're starting to build our ship over there as it stands, and that's only got a single hydrogen tank, which we're going to expand into two, if you recall our previous discussions about the expansion of it. We'll end up putting two hydrogen tanks there. I think it's going to need it, just to ensure that we can get it into space reliably. Since I'm not going to have ion thrusters on it, we don't want to get to space and then basically have to go off and scout out ice sources once we get there, and then wait for it all to process into hydrogen. Oh, come on, stop stalling again. There we go. Before we can even do any exploration. So I'd like to get there with a bit of a comfort, so get to space and comfortably have enough. That's not what I wanted. Comfortably have enough hydrogen to be able to scout, fly, find, and maybe pick up some ice along the way just to top it up, so to speak, rather than having to make it a priority once we hit space. Of course, ideally will be to find some platinum, and once we can get some platinum, maybe redesigning the ship, and not so much of actually, no, so much of redesign, but including the ion thrusters, so that we can use the hydrogen purely to get into orbit or into space, and then turn them off and use ion for actual space travel. I mean, we've got the jump drive there, so distance travel is already taken care of. It's actually the in-between spaces, between asteroids and so on, that is the... here's where we need to look at that. There we go. Alrighty, now still need to set these up. Some of that, wasn't it? Yes, it was. Steel plate there, a lot more of it. And I did it again, look at that. That's it. That key binding is going to get changed. I do apologise to those people watching the stream. It's the second time now and it was the same condition. There we go. Fortunately, all I've done is welded up the connector there, so fortunately I managed to catch that before it stayed that way for too long. But that key binding is going to get changed. That's just a joke. My bad. I should have actually changed the key binding before this. I'm an idiot. That's not what we want to do. That's not what we want to do. What we wanted is to put in that thing first. That's more like it now. And we're saving again. Yes, it is actually the drawback of actually having autosave turned on. And yes, I will admit I have contemplated turning autosave off for that very reason. There's a possibility we might even still do that yet. Too fussed about it. It just needs to be a little bit of a hole. And that go there. I need some computers. And they are there. Alright, let's just configure this up actually. Our reactor terminal will work nicely. Connector 1, connector, ejector, sorter, ejector. That said, you can turn on, you can turn on, and you can start driving belts. And it's noisy, 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 noisy. That's better. Okay, now we need to put our Gatling up on top there, don't we? Just have to do this whilst it's noisy. Tubes and metal bricks. dump them primarily, distribute. So if we need to expand this structure here, we've got all these additional components here that we can utilise. And the game is most likely drowning me out, but let's take that. You in there as well, and now Gatling turret, 800 meteors, turn everything else off. That is done. That is now our magnesium mine. I'll just record that actually. Okay. Right. Thank you. Let's just call it magnesium like that. Change you. In case you're wondering, the E stands for Earth type, so just going to denote which planet these are actually on. Let's just get away from this noisy thing. But that's got that built. So soon we should have the magnesium necessary to build ammunition and restock all of our ammo. For now we are going to dump the remainder of this ammo back over here. There's not much left here actually, so these Gatlings would be getting rather low, I think. So we will keep a close eye on that particular mining station, because as soon as it starts pulling in magnesium, we're going to have to process it straight away. I'll go down so that we can start restocking all of our ammo. Let's just do it this way. Yeah, see, that's just, I think, taking all of them. So right, you're going back over here. And so are you. It looks like it was all of those. Yeah, see, that's just taking them all out of. Tim, you can't have them. Yeah, see, because that's pulling them from everywhere else. And that's a no-no. Certainly not making them. Yeah, see, it's been stripping them out of all the other Gatlings to meet the need. That's not happening. So that's got that fixed up. Alright, let's just put this back away. Now, next episode, we will probably plant another couple of those mining platforms for some of the other materials that we'll need a lot of, as well as checking on these ones and upgrading them and expanding them as they reach their current limits, in preparation for finishing off our ship over there, expanding it of course as previously discussed, and basically getting ourselves very established here so that we can then launch off into space. Now we'll probably end up doing a couple of quick runs, or short runs if you will, into immediate orbit to see if we can pick up some what are resources available, maybe set up a little foothold in the edge of space there as a launching off point and a way station, so to speak, to be able to come back to. Maybe we'll see about setting up some drones to ferry resources back and forth. Since we've got Tim set up now, the drones can be set to potentially come down. We might even see about adding a mod, maybe a auto docking mod, something that we can use on a drone so it can go from base to base, automatically dock itself. Use Tim then to be able to translate or transfer, I should say, cargo from one base via the drone cargo hauler to another base and so on. But we'll worry about that down the track. But for now, thank you for watching, happy engineering, and I shall talk to you next time.